Hi guys, I'm Nick Bester and I am still a 220 marathoner. But hey, we ain't stopping until we get there. 5 attempts, I've got very close within 9 seconds of breaking 220, but I haven't got there just yet. Us runners are a stubborn bunch, and like I said, we're not going to stop until we get there, even if it takes it till I'm 40. I'm currently 33 at the moment. So today's video is all about some sessions in the week, crucial sessions in the week that you shouldn't miss. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm a running coach. It's my full-time job. It's what I'm passionate about, what I'm good at, and what I'm built to do. However, at the moment, I'm at full capacity. I would love to help more runners out there improve, but I feel like if I take on more clients, I won't be able to give the love and attention to my current group that they deserve and they need in order to improve. However, having said that, I might be accepting applications in the new year come January. So I'll put in a link in the description if you want to get on the waiting list. Please feel free to do that. But in the meantime, if you'd like coaching from one of the coaches at Best Athletics, we're a team of 9 and I have full confidence in them. Get involved. You'll love the team vibe, and I'm sure the structure will help you improve as well. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss the 4 most important sessions in a running week. I strongly recommend getting these in. It'll just increase your rate of improvement. It makes training become a lot more productive and you should see results. Probably not straight away. It takes a while for the body to adjust, but keep on keeping on, and eventually things will feel better, faster, stronger, and the results will come as well. Okay, so important session/run number 1 is your easy everyday recovery running. So often this is boring running. I find that when I run to structure or when I'm running on a faster or harder day, time goes quicker, you have adrenaline, you get a buzz. But this easy, everyday, boring running, let's say, is a crucial part to training and remaining injury-free throughout training. So this should probably make up around 75 to 80% of your training. What that means is that if you're doing around 100 Ks worth of mileage in the week, around 75 to 80 Ks should be this easy everyday mileage, okay? However, you can't just base it off the form of distance. If you're doing a form of cross training like spin bike, swimming, elliptical, anything like that, and it's not too intense, that also forms part of recovery. So what you'll do in that case is you'll take time. But for easy sake, let's just use distance. So once again, another example, if you're doing 50 Ks a week, 40 of those kilometers should probably be easier everyday kilometers, and 10%, boom, fast quality, which I'll get onto in a second, but that's where the magic's made. So by easy everyday running, I mean within your zone 2. So if you're following a heart rate, remember heart rate monitors are built into your smartwatch in a lot of cases. However, when they get sweaty, they tend to not be as accurate. So I recommend running with a heart rate monitor or heart rate strap if you're going to follow it. And for these zone 2 runs, you don't want to necessarily go above 72% of your maximum heart rate. So what that means is that, you know, going up a hill, you'll probably get above 72%. It's not going to remain 72% throughout the run. However, if you look at the overall average and it's 78, 80%, you know, you pushed a bit too hard. And if you look at it and it's below 72, you know, okay, cool, I nailed that recovery run. Why these are important? Recovery runs, they're a great way to fit in mileage without being too stiff the next day. They help you build and maintain muscle, and they're just a crucial part to remaining injury-free throughout the magic and the harder sessions. And then remember, recovery runs don't have a pace. Easy runs should just feel easy. If you're running and it's feeling fast and you're completely out of breath and you can't hold a conversation, then you know you're going far too fast in these runs. You should be able to have a conversation, and often I find putting on a good playlist or a podcast or just switching off really makes these runs go by a lot quicker. Session number 2 in the week that you should be doing. Okay, this is really important to improving speed, and this is Track Tuesday or Interval Tuesday. It doesn't have to be done on a Tuesday. I just do it on a Tuesday, and a lot of people around the world do it on a Tuesday as well. But this is a crucial session because your legs are going faster than marathon pace, faster than race pace in these sessions. So what that means is that you're really getting up to speed, but you're allowing recovery in between so that you can get up to that speed. The zone you're working here is probably zone 4, even into zone 5, especially zone 5 towards the end. And if you haven't done these sessions before, I'd probably recommend just easing into them, you know, getting the body used to it. With speed comes niggles, unfortunately. But this is really probably the biggest session in the week that makes you a faster runner. Some of my favorite go-to sessions, 10 times 400 meters, recovery 60 seconds. Another really good one that I love training to is sort of progression sessions. So as the reps get shorter in time, the speed increases as well. So 5 times 2 minutes, 5 times 1 minute, 5 times 30 seconds, recovery 75 seconds, 60 seconds, 30 seconds. And like I said, as the reps get shorter throughout the session, the speed should really increase and ramp up. If you can find a group to do these sessions with, highly encourage it. There's something just about suffering with other people makes things a whole lot easier. Once again, working with other people helps you hit good leg speed with relatively less effort. Unfortunately, I do pretty much all my training by myself because of the age of my little ones at the moment. But I know that when I'm able to and train with a group again, it just makes things a whole lot easier. So if you can go to your local running club, if you can find a teammate to just share the work, suffer together, it really does make these sessions a whole lot easier. Lastly, for these Track Tuesday sessions, a lot of runners say, you know, Coach Nick, I don't have access to a track. It's fine. You don't need to do these on a track. In fact, probably 90% of these track workouts I end up doing on a road. So what you're looking for is you're looking for a nice, flat, fast stretch of road. The point of the session is to hit good leg speed. And then in the recoveries in between, they can be completely static. The point of the recovery is just to recover as much as possible so that you can go again next rep. I find that a super easy jogs just to keep the leg turning over really does help. But like I said, you just want to recover as much as possible so you can smash the next rep. The magic is made in Track Tuesday, but be disciplined and try and progress throughout the session. Session number 3, okay, so often done on a Thursday in a lot of our cases. What I wouldn't recommend is doing back-to-back harder days. So if you've done a track or interval session, then skip a day or skip 2 days to recover, let the body recover before doing the next session. So this is tempo or heel Thursday, okay? So tempo work just means you're working harder than normal, but not all out racing. Please don't fall in the trap of racing tempo Thursday. I've been there before. You end up training too hard, you become unproductive, and you can't nail your weekend session. So like I said, you're working hard, you can say a few words, but you can't hold a conversation, probably can't even say a full sentence. And pace/effort levels wise for this, if you're targeting a shorter race, like let's say a 5 or a 10K, your tempo efforts might be between your 10K and half marathon pace. However, if you're targeting a marathon, then in that case, your tempo efforts might be around your half marathon to your marathon pace. If you're at the higher end marathon, then you might not even hit marathon pace in these sessions. But like I said, the point of it is to work hard, but not all out race. If you race, it's going to take so much longer to recover, and that's not what we want. We're looking for consistent training throughout. A really good example of a tempo session might be, you know, Kenyan style fartlek, where they go 2 minutes hard, 1 minute easier. Another good session that I did this week actually was 10-10-5 minutes. So 10 minutes, probably at around 85% effort, 10 minutes at around 87% efforts, 5 minutes at around 90% effort. So working hard, but knowing you're saving a few extra matches. Then heels. So probably a good idea to alternate 1 week tempo, 1 week heels, 1 week tempo, 1 week heels. And heels will always be a crucial part of training, even for when training for a flatter race. Some of you might have Valencia Marathon coming up, which is pancake flats. However, don't underestimate the importance of heels. Heels really give you that explosive energy. They build muscle, will help with form. And you know how the saying goes, heels pay the bills. They really do. If you look at the world's best, the Kenyans and Ethiopians, when they're targeting flatter races like Chicago, Berlin, you'll look at their training and they're getting a whole heap of elevation in. So it really makes you strong. Don't just think because my race is flat, you don't need to do heels. It's a really good idea to get heels in. And a good session for this might be 10 times 40 seconds, followed by 10 times 20 seconds. So once again, working on that longer heel repeats, and then really getting that fast twitch muscle fibers going on the shorter distance. Finally, on to important session number 4. We're at the weekend, okay? And here it depends on what your goal is. So I find often if I'm targeting for a shorter race, like a 5 or a 10K race, then I'll do a quality session on a Saturday with not as much volume. And then my Sunday run will be an easier Sunday longer run. However, when it comes to marathon build, let's say from around 10 weeks out, Then my Saturday will just be an easy everyday shakeout, and my Sunday will become real quality marathon specific session within the longer run. And don't underestimate how important a longer run is, even for a shorter distance race like a 5 or a 10K. Even if you're not pushing as hard, it's not going to be maybe as long. It might only be 15 or 20Ks, but it's a really important session to get in the week. So for this session, you really want to be hitting probably at least race pace, target race pace in certain areas, and getting your body comfortable to that. So let's just say you're targeting a 5K, for example. Then on a Saturday, you might throw in 5 times 1 kilometer efforts within your run at target 5K pace with around 2 minutes recovery in between. The same will go for 10K. You might reduce that volume to around 8K's worth of effort. Now, when it comes to the marathon build, and you can see a lot of it on my Strava, but you might do things like 3 or 4 times 5 kilometers within your longer run on the weekend, or 2 or 3 times 10 kilometers within your longer run on the weekend. But like I said, you want to keep one of these days easy, one of them hard. In running, you never ever want to do back-to-back harder days.
Nick Besser leading the field. One lap to go. Good going, Nick. Good going. Nice going. Good going, runners.
Let's go.
Okay, so I really hope this video has helped you and you can incorporate some of these sessions into your weekly training. A few things to note on it. So I've trained consistently to the structure from when I was a 3:17 marathoner. Changed a few things, but when I started seeing real improvements, it was down to the structure over here. Like I mentioned in the beginning, around 75 to 80% of your running should be easy. So I know that you'll probably watch this video and say, there's a lot of quality in here. How are you going to be able to keep the ratio of 75-25 hard versus easy? And that's simple. If you want to increase your quality, then increase your recovery stuff. And often a good way to do that is just by incorporating cross training, elliptical, spinning, swimming. You don't necessarily want to be smashing out the mileage. In running, always baby steps. So if you're looking to increase volume wise, mileage wise, you want around a 10% increase week on week. As soon as you do something drastic in this game, that tends to cause niggles and you stand a higher chance of injury. And then the last thing I want to mention is that in this weekly training, I mentioned 3 harder days. So there's track or interval Tuesday, tempo or heel Thursday, and then a quality session either within your Saturday session or within your longer run on your Sunday. However, 3 harder days is a big ask. I think it's really good to look at it as 2.5 harder days. So a really hard track Tuesday, snapping out of your comfort zone. That's where the money's made. And then sort of like an intermediate Thursday, keeping tempo, real tempo, heels, recovering quite quickly after the heels. And then a harder session on the weekend. If you're finding 2.5 harder days in the week, once again, that is actually quite a big ask. Then I recommend 2 harder days. So maybe track Tuesday and your weekend session. If, however, you're tight for time on a weekend or you prefer to do the Thursday, you can go Tuesday, Thursday, or even shift your Thursday to a Friday to allow recovery in between. But that's when you're most productive. Try and avoid back-to-back harder days. Cool. Hope these help you. Let me know if you've got any other sessions that you feel, we should be incorporating into our training. As always, train smarter, not harder. Go get it. Boom shakalaka. Let's go.